Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Predpool. I have another review. This time is for Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, Khor Doon. So I've been wanting to get this figure for a while. Just got it the other day. I took them already out of the box, so I don't have the box to show you. So let's just go ahead and straight into the review of the figure. So if you've started collecting these lines, you're pretty much familiar with its articulation and so forth. This one seems to be one of the more popular ones that people have been purchasing. Prices in some places have gone up a little bit. In some places they're already sold out. I was able to get this one through Toy Stalker. So they have some decent prices there, pretty much retail. So I recommend going there if you want to purchase some of these figures. So going back to articulation, basically his head he can move straight up with a decent view. He can look straight down. Does have a little bit of gap in the back. He can get the T pose easily. Actually, can go above the T pose. These shoulder armor, they're connected to here, not to the shoulder in any way, and they're like a little bit of flexible plastic, so they don't hinder articulation much. As far as doing a rotation around, they do kind of get hindered that, so they do get in the way. But you can get they move out of the way since this is two pieces. It's not one piece, so each shoulder has its own strap, and so it moves around. So you can do it. You just have to work with it. But at least this is not fixed piece where you're stuck. You do have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. The armor piece, this is molded on here. This is loose, this is removable, but this is a molded piece. So because of the extra mold, it does hinder a little bit the articulation on the elbow. As far as waist, he has here diaphragm, get a decent amount there, as you can see, and let's go going far back. No sculpture, no sculpt here, but it is nicely as far as rounded out where it doesn't stick out like some of the Marvel Legends. So it does make a nice smooth transition when you do go back and forth. He has another joint here in the waist, goes side to side. You can move a little bit more forward with that, and then with the added here, you can do pretty much an L, right? Pose with that. As far as legs, you can do the split up to this much. Although this is a flexible plastic, it does, push down a little bit. If this wasn't here, this can go higher a little, but it's more than enough needed. Because it has the slits here in the armor, you can move his leg up, straight forward. And as far as back, just a little bit, not too much. So he is hindered by the sculpt on his back, so he can't move all the way. He does have a double jointed knee, so you can go ahead and touch his back with his foot. Pretty nice. Then as far as his foot, he does have up and down, quite a bit of range. Again, this is a soft plastic, so you can move this quite high as far as it won't impede. And he does have a nice rocker on the foot. So overall, this has really good articulation. So definitely a great figure to pose around in action poses and so forth. And the joints, they're tight, but nothing as far as needs to be heated. It's a decent tightness that, right out of the box. I haven't had any issues with any of the figures so far as having to heat anything or anything loose for that matter. So doing a great job as far as QC with these figures. All right, accessories. I'm gonna start off. He comes with this bow. No arrows, no string. There you go. So there is some sculpt to it. Some paint added to it would really make this thing stand out more. I imagine with future figures or other figures, they might do that. Maybe some more exclusive or, ones that they feel that this is like their main weapon. They may add some paint to it so it really stands out more. So I think if any customizes, wants to add paint to this specific one, you'll be quite, may add some blue on there so it could match more of his armor. He also comes with two swords. These swords, I believe they came with pale, if I'm not mistaken. They're all of one solid color. However, notice like the handles, they are like a darker shade, while then it has metallic for the blades and at the bottom of the hilt. I like these swords. I like the shape. I'm not usually a fan of when, like say, bladed weapons. They're like not silver. However, knowing what the theme that they're trying to go with here with this figure, kind of have like a red sword here and a blue sword over here. I get what they're doing. So it kind of makes me like, as far as these swords being of one color. Perhaps if this part here was silver, maybe I would have liked it more, just to stand out more as a more realistic looking blade. I would think, maybe, I don't know, or maybe all this silver and then the handles being the color here. But I get what they were trying to do, so I'm not gonna go against too much as far as what they did with the swords. And like most of the figures that they do sell, they do come with extra hands. So we have here two extended open hands, kind of like reaching out hands that they have, or you can have larger objects. Some of the figures come with rifles, so you can have one hand like holding the bottom of the rifle. It's got claws, so maybe also you can do that like you're reaching out to claw someone. And he also comes with two fisted hands. Okay, and they all have the in and out joint, so they move in and out this way, back and forth. The only one that has kind of like a vertical will be this hand here. So he does have one that's like that. His left hand is the in and out. Now for this line, I don't mind when the left hand is like this, but in his case, since he's a dual wielder with swords, I would have liked this one to be the same as this one, as far as being vertical. That's the only small real gripe I have about this specific character as far as the hands. I think would have made more sense to have both hands to be able to do this, so you can do more action poses with the swords on both hands. But at least you do get one, so that's decent enough. Let's take a look at the face sculpt. Here we go. Now this face sculpt is kind of more like a cougar, a mountain lion, that type. However, I can see some people kind of feel that it's kind of looks like a lioness, but they're trying to go for more of a cougar, mountain lion look for this, especially for this character. But this head sculpt is supposed to be more like, again, with the a panther and mountain lions and so forth. So what I did purchase the head pack, the Pharaoh head pack. And the Pharaoh head pack comes with a lynx head, in which I went ahead and customized. And let me see if I can get that for a second. Okay, so I got the lynx head, and it comes in one color, so I did have to add paint to it. And here he is with the lynx head. His head sculpt, when you buy the head pack, he has no paint except for his eyes and a little bit on his nose. So the rest of the head is just this color. So what I did, I painted the ears black. I added some of the same color of his chest inside his ears. I went ahead and painted part of his front of his beard and mouth. I looked online to see how some of the lynx's fur looks usually, and it kind of matches to this. And I've added these black lines here. So this is the result, and this is the head I'm going to be keeping from this point on this figure. I just wanted to show you how the figure comes originally, but this is how I'm keeping mine. So yeah, I like him a whole lot more with this head. The other one is nice, is cool and everything, but this one for me seems more of a battle, more hardened, more like a fierce, in my opinion, for me. So this is the one I'm using. And plus, there's another figure that I want him to companion with that I'm going to use. So leading into that, we're going to do some as far as comparisons. And we're going to start with some comparisons from the same line. I have two figures that I'm going to put next to them. And let's start with Lexian. Lexian right now is my #1 favorite figure of this line. And he also has the lynx head. And he comes with a rifle, a sword. I believe he came with something else, but this is how I'm keeping him. I gave him a blade from someone else in the back. But see what I was talking about earlier about Khor Doon's? He's all one color, yet these other weapons that they provide and other figures that have the silver, sometimes they have paint on the handle or not. This is what I would have liked with his blades, but that's fine. So this is Lexian. And then I have a custom that I use with the Army Builder Ash. And again, I use another head from the head pack, and I created like a samurai lion. So here he is, and I purchased the clothing online so that I can make this custom. So there they are within the same line. All right, so let's move on to some other figures that we can compare with. Let's do some Thundercats. He's Jackalman. And let's do some Masterverse. Here's Triclops. So here we see as far as the heights. And, you know, this guy can fit in with these lines also. Whether it be Thundercats, you want to put him in He-Man. I think he fits quite well with either of these licenses. All right, next let's do some other animal-based lines. Let's do a Ninja Turtle. This one is from Loyal Subjects. He's got this one recently. It's a smaller guy. And then we have from the Power Rangers crossover Shredder. So could be a mutant that either works for Shredder or is against Shredder, however you create your own story. So there's that. So height. Now let's do one final comparison. So here's oops, took the wrong guy out. Him in there, take him out. So here we have a custom Barbarian Mythic Legions. Okay, so he kind of can fit in with that line. Now Mythic Legions tends to be a bit more, I want to say, realistic looking, while Animal Wars of Kingdom leans a little bit more towards like a cartoonish look, but I'm sure you can maybe fudge it in there. And last, just for like to have a female figure, here's from X-Ray, as far as a gladiator that we can use, a female gladiator. All right, so definitely this is a fun figure. I recommend it. No quality issues, great paint work, great articulation. The accessories are decent. Price is decent, I think, for what it is, for being a new company, not being a major one like Hasbro, Mattel. So if you haven't done so already, I would suggest getting maybe 1 or 2 of these figures that you find that is interesting, and find out for yourself. I'm not planning to get the whole line. There's quite a few that have been shown that's coming down the future that I'm interested in. So I'm just pretty much picking the ones that really capture my interest. All right, so I hope this review was helpful, and I hope that this helped you decide whether you can get one or not. All right, everybody, enjoy your hobby of collecting, and thank you for watching if you took the time to do so. And I appreciate you again if you took the time to look at my video. All right, everyone have a good one, and I'll see you next time.